Comics and powered by the Red 5 Network. For more, visit red5.bio.link. Good morning. Happy December 1st to everybody. It's trailer month apparently, and Christmas month to all you Christmas fans out there. I gotta admit, I'm not a Scrooge, okay? I'm not a Scrooge. I don't hate Christmas or anything. I just hate that I feel like I have to go into debt and spend money I don't have to make people happy and make some people feel like I only love them if I do that. I hate that part because there are some people who are like that. There are. Not my kids. My kids aren't really like that. There are other people. I like Halloween. Halloween's kind of my jam. It's all about the fun. And Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is that one holiday where it's genuinely just all getting together and eating a meal. Thanksgiving and Halloween. Those are the good ones. Christmas got too greedy. We forgot what it's supposed to really be about. So, happy Monday, December 1st, 2025. It is cold. It is cold, nerds. I got my jacket on. We had to hook up the heat lamp for the chickens and break up the ice in their water. Like, it's cold out there. Cold. I hope you guys are warm. I hope you hit the like button. I hope you've subscribed if you're new and rung the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with more of this nerdy nonsense. FYI. Also, announcements. We're 300 hours away from me being able to apply for full monetization. That's right. We're right now able, to get the super chat, super thanks, super stickers, and other supers as well, and membership. So that's super awesome, and I appreciate it so much. So we have that, but we are only 300 hours away, guys, from actually be getting a paycheck for doing this full time. I also finally finished all I can for the Franklin Richards breakdown. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So much work. You have no idea. I somehow turned the last 30 minutes of footage of that into about 12 straight hours of work. And then the day before that, I had some serious software technical issues where Adobe updated and then didn't update or something and decided that I had saved that software to a newer version of Adobe that doesn't exist. It was maddening. But it's done. It's completely done. It is out for members on the channel and for members of the Patreon. Yes, Keynote is working on some clips and shorter consumable bites of it because it's a behemoth. It's about an hour and 15 minutes long because it is Franklin Richards, y'all. There's a lot of lore in that. A lot of lore. So, remember, 300 hours away again. Not just from full monetization, but from the second giveaway, which involves these three beauties. One person will win Party Mouth by Cards Against Humanity. One person will win Contact by Cards Against Humanity. And one person will win Head Trip from Cards Against Humanity, and one person will win another comics and official hoodie, custom designed. 300 hours away, guys. So keep it going. Keep the playlist going. Make sure to comment on videos so I can add it to the list, and YouTube allows me to pick the name because, you know, they're really weird about that. It's so annoying. Anywho, another announcement. You guys are not going to believe this. I have a huge surprise for you. I mean, it's probably a lot cooler for me, I guess. I don't know. It depends on what you're into. But, you know, you guys, thank you to the ones who showed up for the Latino Slant when I was on the Latino Slant. And when I was on Film Junkie, boy, that was a late one. That was late for me. So thank you so much to you guys who showed up for those streams. I'm going to be on another stream today, an even bigger stream today, and I cannot believe it. I cannot believe that I'm going to be there. I'm going to be on Film Threat today. I'm going to be on Film Threat with Chris Gore and Alan and My Nerdy Home, Verbal Riot. It's mind blowing. I'm seriously, I did offer to bet Chris $10. Like I said, listen, if you can pronounce, because he asked how I wanted to be introduced. I said, if you can pronounce my last name, I will give you a crisp $10 bill. And he's like, I'm not taking that bet. He's like, I don't want to mispronounce it. I'm like, dude, everyone does. It's not that big of a deal. But he decided not to take the bet. Anyway, very excited. Gonna be on Film Threat tonight, 1 p.m. Pacific time. That is 3 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Anywho, let's say good morning to the chat. Remember, all of our members and super chats, they get their good mornings first because, you know, you should get what you pay for. You should. It's only fair. Good morning, Lieutenant Deranged Lunatic. Hello, my friend. Hello. Good morning, Lieutenant Kino Reviews. Contributing editor Kino Reviews. Good morning. Who else we got? Good morning. What? Leave me alone. Good morning, Ensign Loki. That's what they foresee. Okay. Going back to the top. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, Big Time Objective. Buenos dias, Fernando. What else we got? Good morning, Derpy. I just want to get in the tea. And I think that's all we've got for now, but that's okay. We're going to get more. We're going to get more. Gonna get more. We're gonna get more. They always kind of like trickle in later. Fernando says, you are on the rise. You're going to be bigger than Stockman and Campy. I doubt that. But thank you very much. I'm baffled by all of it. I just want to get monetized. I just want to get those last 300 hours. That's all I want. I just want the... Oh, shoot. That's embarrassing. I just want those last 300 hours. That's all I care about. I don't care about, like, you know, whatever. I just appreciate the acknowledgement. It's nice. It's fun. It's fun. We have fun. We have fun. It's fun we have. Except for Loki. Loki's just here to give me shit. And, I mean, where's Omari? That's kind of Omari's job, too. Bless you, kind sir. Much appreciated. Much, much, much appreciated. All right, let's dive in to some headlines. Loki, I'm here to keep you humble. Trust me. Trust me. I, I, mm, I don't know why anyone watches me. I really don't. I don't. And if you could see the duct tape and chewing gum that holds the rest of this place together. There we go. I'm here to chew bubble gum and give Dani shit, and I'm all out of bubble gum. All right, guys, let's dive into some headlines. As always, we're going to cover a couple of other headlines before we get to our main topic. So let's get our amuse bouche out of the way before our main course. And FYI, I had to do a couple of voiceover things in in the Franklin breakdown because my old mic kept messing up, as you guys are painfully aware of. The difference between the old mic and the new mic when they're put side by side is startling. Like I was giggling my ass off. Like, oh, there is no blending those two. There's just nothing I can do. Nothing I can do to blend those. Oh my god. Wait till you get to the first, voiceover part. I had to go cuz all of a sudden I sound super profesh. No, it's already edited, dude. We've been over this so many times. All right. One more time for posterity's sake, Kino. It's already fully edited and uploaded. There is nothing more to do. Just make the clips. Can't fix it anymore, bro. And nothing we can do. Pardon me. All right, let's dive in. Dive in. Okie dokie, artichoke. Getting my mom vibes going. Real quick, I gotta know because I'm still kind of stuck on this, and I'm about to just I'm about to just go buy myself a tiny little turkey. Do y'all eat your turkey skin or do you throw it away? I have to know. I have to know. This is killing me. Do you eat your turkey skin or do you throw it away? Because my mother-in-law throws her turkey skin away, and it's like I'm a crackhead who hasn't gotten their fix. See? See. Here it is. She threw her skin away. It was just the white meat, just the breast meat, which dries out without anything else. It does. If any of you have ever roasted a turkey, if you've roasted any poultry, the white meat will dry out without any dark meat or fat or skin at all. If you go to store it, it will dry out. You try to reheat it with it will dry out. Really? Really? See, this is something I have learned. This is something I have learned. When you go to store your turkey, if you go to store your chicken, put all the breast meat on the bottom. All the white meat goes on the bottom. Put everything else on top. And that includes your fat, your skin, and everything. Then reheat it that way. When you go to reheat it, whether it's in a microwave, an air fryer, or the oven, reheat it that way. Your breast meat, your white meat will still be tender and juicy. I promise you. But if you don't, it'll dry out. It'll be crumbly. That is something I learned a long time ago. But save it. Save it. Save it. Whatever you do, give it to a friend. Let them eat it. Save it just to store your meat. But I love the turkey. I am the dad in A Christmas Story. Except no one is slapping my hand away because I'm the one roasting it. So anywho, that's my family. Like they will pass it. I'm like, I'll eat that. Like, please. That's nom, nom, nom. Anywho. All right, let's talk about stuff you guys actually care about now. Okay. So, what do we got here? So there's a couple things going on with CCXP, in Tokyo, Tokyo Comic-Con. We're hearing rumors because it is December and Avatar Fire and Ash is supposed to come out, and the rumor has been for some time that the first trailer for Avengers Doomsday was going to come out ahead of Avatar Fire and Ash. So it's looking like this weekend, December 5th through 7th, we are actually going to get our first teaser trailer for Avengers Doomsday. As more time goes by, I get more and more hyped for Doomsday. No lie. And I don't know if it's because I just did this deep dive into Fantastic Four stuff, kind of reread a bunch of things that I haven't read in 10 years or so. Maybe that's it. I'm hoping upon hope that they do really adapt to Hickman's stuff, because Hickman's stuff is just a banger. This dude really pays attention to the little things, like the mundane stuff, and it makes it so relatable and engrossing. So I'm really, really interested in this trailer, because I feel like once we see this trailer, we're going to get a better idea of the vibe. We're going to have a better feel for it. That's what it's supposed to do in the first place, right? So I will be doing a breakdown, because it's going to leak. And as soon as it leaks, then they're going to release it on YouTube. So I will do a breakdown of that as soon as it drops. Good morning, Jalen. Good morning. I did see a couple of movies this weekend. I had to, because it's what we're talking about on Film Threat today. The first one I saw was Zootopia 2. I gotta admit, I was surprised that it turned out as good as it did. Usually when Disney puts a movie out, like a sequel or something, it's just not held up in the last few years. That's not news. We all know that. But this one was good. It held my interest. It was cute. There were a couple of moments where I was like, now I know that one was for the adults, but come on. Threesome to a foursome. A little bit much. And I don't understand why Disney was putting out all that stuff about Disney's first openly lesbian character being the beaver, which is just way too on the nose. I don't understand, like, why they felt it was absolutely necessary to bring that up, because they didn't there was nothing that even hinted to it at all in the whole movie, which I'm glad, because I don't believe sex or sexuality or anything like that belongs in a children's movie, and that's what it essentially is. It's a family animation, that's a children's movie. So nothing sexualized belongs in those arenas. There was no purpose to announce that whatsoever. None. So I don't understand why they did. Oops, I did not realize that my collar was popped. Derpy, not sure how it sets up Secret Wars. I highly recommend you read Jonathan Hickman's run of Fantastic Four, Future Foundation, and Secret Wars, and then you will know. Good morning, Hunter! Also, my breakdown of Franklin Richards drops this Thursday. that would help out a lot. Watch that. Watch that. That will explain a lot. Okay. So Zootopia 2, 2 thumbs up for me. It was a good time. It held my interest. It was actually kind of exciting. Kiwi Kwan is in it, and he plays Gary the Snake. He's adorable. God love him. Most huggable snake. Just good time. Then I watched Wicked for Good. I was absolutely bored to tears. I was bored through that whole film. Boring. Snooze fest. So boring. So boring. I don't think you need to watch that to understand the setup for Secret Wars movies, because the Secret Wars movie is based on the 2015 Secret Wars, not the 1985 Secret Wars. The 2015 Secret Wars is the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars. I mean, you can watch it because it's good. Don't get me wrong, but that's not what they're basing this off of. I wasn't sure if you guys caught that, but there are two Secret Wars. There's the 1985 Secret Wars, which I do have on the wall behind me, and then there's the Jonathan Hickman 2015 Secret Wars, which is what they are definitely basing this off of. So just check out, you guys check out the breakdown, non-members, when it drops on Thursday, you'll totally understand what I'm talking about. And then read the comics. Always read the comics. Oh, I didn't put recommended reading. Okay, I'll take care of that. Anyway, Wicked for Good is so boring. It is so boring. So Wicked and Wicked for Good are based off of the Broadway musical Wicked. Okay? Both movies are based on the one musical. Wicked, the movie, is based off of Act 1 and 2 of Wicked the musical. Wicked for Good is based off of Act 3 of the musical, which is substantially shorter than the first two acts. So they had to flesh it out. And it's super obvious. It's so obvious. And on top of that, it just plods along, and there's zero chemistry in amongst the cast, like none whatsoever. Jonathan Bailey and Erivo, just it felt awkward and uncomfortable. Like, oh, I don't feel right watching this. It was just so super boring. So no, it was no shock to me when I got my Screen Dollars email and they're like, so there was a 62% drop in the box office for Wicked for Good this weekend. And basically Zootopia 2 picked it up. 62% their second week. It's Wicked for Good's second week, I believe, and it dropped down 62%. Um you got to admit two things. One, the press tour did not help them at all. It absolutely did not help them. It turned a lot of people off. And I even put this in my review. It was there in the back of my mind the entire time. As much and as hard as I tried to compartmentalize that and push that away, put it in its own little box, which is what compartmentalizing is, I couldn't. The whole time it was there. The whole time. And they just at the end, the way they costumed Ariana Grande, I thought was a little creepy. Follow me, because they put rhinestones like right here. Sorry, bra straps right here. Now on a normal or apparently fat lady, you don't see your clavicles sticking out. You don't see the bones sticking straight out. But on Ariana Grande, they stick straight out. That clavicle bone makes a complete horizontal line and sticks straight out the top of her shoulder. And they decorated it with rhinestones. They stuck rhinestones on it. And I thought, oh, look, they decorated her bones. They've decorated her skeleton. That's creepy. That's creepy. That was weird. I just maybe a nice jacket. I wouldn't have decorated her bones. It just it drew too much attention to that, and I couldn't stop staring at it. And I just feel so bad for that girl. Have you seen the clip? Listen, we got to talk about this. I know I have hijacked my own stream, but we got to talk about this because this is real. This is absolutely real. She was talking to the one and only Mark Malkin from Variety, and she talks about how she had her memory erased at the Brighter Days clinic. This is real. I have looked it up. I have found it. Okay. But here's her talking about it, and then I'll show you the clinic. Okay.
They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy because at the Brighter Days clinic they do the memory erasure, you know?
The what?
The memory.
Even Mark Malkin's like, the what? She's having to repeat this because he's like, no, I do not know what you're talking about.
Erasure. They erase my memories. It's a little foggy. They
Why? What memories did you need to have erased, Ariana? What was it? What was it? So I'm going to pull it up. I have it saved. Okay, this is the wrong one, though. Okay. That's the wrong one. That's like one of the doctors. Brighter Days Clinic. This is like some MK Ultra BS. It's absolutely I cannot believe it. It's just she's just talking about it out in the open. So here it is. This is the Brighter Days Clinic. Exactly. That's exactly what popped up into my head. Loki. This is Ensign Loki. It's like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, but with drugs. Yes. Yes, Lieutenant Kino. It's scary dangerous. So my first question to her is, what were you erasing? Like, I gotta know. So transform your mind, transform your life. So this is the homepage, and here are their services. Timeline therapy. Experience profound shifts in perception and emotional healing with our innovative timeline therapy approach. You can't click on it. It tells you nothing. Okay? Okay. Cognitive recalibration. Break free from outdated mental patterns and embrace clarity through our cognitive recalibration services. Transformative therapy. Subconscious reprogramming. Doesn't sound like a cult at all. Emotional loops. Break free from cycles that hinder your personal growth. Emotional loops shaped by past experiences, societal pressures, and ingrained beliefs keep you reacting instead of evolving. When old patterns dictate your thoughts and actions, progress feels like resistance. Mhm. Clarity begins when you recognize these loops for what they are: outdated scripts, not unchangeable truths. By shifting awareness and releasing what no longer serves you, you reclaim the ability to move forward with intention, free from the weight of reception. But none of these things here, like, it sounds all nice and good, right? But it doesn't tell you how they do it. Look at that. That does not look creepy at all. evolve, clarity, change. This kind of reminds me of a point. Hunter. Hunter says, Danny, how can you erase someone's memory? And do you think all the actor and actresses go through this? I don't know, and I don't know, but it it makes me wonder, can experience is what makes you an effective actor. Experiences. They draw upon experiences in the past that correlate with a specific emotion their character is feeling to be able to emote that. If you erase that from your mind, that limits your abilities to be effective as an actor. She's no longer an actor. She's erasing her memory. Ensign Loki, talk therapy cannot do this. It's chemical, meaning drugs. You are right. Hypnosis can put up blocks, but only a small percentage of the population can effectively be hypnotized. That is facts. That is scientific fact. It cannot erase your mind. It can only be able to like block it only if you are susceptible to it, only if your mind is capable of accepting hypnosis. And not many people are. Okay. It's kind of like Jedi mind tricks only work on the weak minded. So it doesn't tell you exactly what they do. It does not tell you exactly what they do. The War of Art. Look at all this. Let's see. Oh, those are children. Those are children. At the Brighter Days Clinic, we work beyond the surface, guiding individuals through cognitive recalibration and subconscious reframing to break away from the silent agreements they never realized they made. The patterns they shape perception often begin in childhood, reinforced by authority, environment, and experience, embedding themselves so deeply that they feel indistinguishable from identity. That sounds dangerous as fuck. We specialize in a form of hypnosis that is unlike any other, designed to be truly transformative. This is not passive relaxation or surface level suggestion. This is precision work at the deepest layers of the mind, where outdated patterns dissolve. And this sounds so unbelievably, horrendously dangerous. Absolutely dangerous. And here is, hold on. Here is this very unhealthy young woman just talking about it like everybody knows, and it's no big deal to have your memory erased. Like I had my memory erased. I had my memory erased. You know, at the Brighter Days Clinic, you know, they do that memory eraser. You know what I'm talking about? So things are a little foggy. And he's like, the what? What? Either I see, Loki, I don't know if she actually voluntarily paid to have this done, or she has a handler or someone who told her, you need to go here and do this. But her brain has been scrambled and picked apart, and she's now telling people a gentle reminder that, you know, talking about people's body image is hurtful and harmful and dangerous, not when they're concerned for your health. And she looks extremely unhealthy. Her hair is not growing, her nails are not growing, Her bones are sticking out to the point where they're decorating them on movies. And she's talking about having her memory erased. This girl is in a really bad situation and someone needs to help her. No one's talking about, oh my God, like, ew, you're so ugly. People are saying repeatedly, she's not okay. She's unsafe. She's not healthy. Something is wrong. That's what people are saying. People are genuinely concerned. And people asking her what her favorite meal is, she looks terrified. I can't remember the last time I ate. She's going to cry. My generation remembers Karen Carpenter. No one helped her. But I think a lot of this nonsense here really affected Wicked for Good sales. That and word of mouth. Like, wow, this movie is just not it. Like, Hunter was saying a minute ago that it should have been one movie. Like, do you remember back in the day when they would have those big epic movies, those big epic musicals, and there would be an intermission? They would make them really long and there would be an intermission. That's what they should have done with Wicked for Good. They shouldn't have split it up into two movies this way. If they had, it should have been at a different point because not good. It was just not good. Not good at all. But anywho, if you really want to like look into some crazy stuff, that Brighter Days clinic is some wild shit. Good morning, Omari. Even The Brutalist had an intermission, and that only came out last year. Exactly. My point. So, anywho, there is your rabbit hole for the day. Ariana Grande is being controlled. I firmly believe that this child is being controlled and she needs rescued. This is ugly. This is just ugly. Save Ariana. Somebody. Anywho, moving on. We're also hearing that the first teaser for Supergirl will come next week. I hope it's good. I really, really do. I really enjoy the comic, and I feel like Ana Nogueira really understands. One second. I feel like Ana Nogueira really understands the character in that book, why she's going to this red sun galaxy or solar system to get sloshed on her 21st birthday. She gets it. She likes that she's a little rougher and she's got issues. She's got all the traumas from her childhood, from remembering seeing Krypton get destroyed. Did you hear me, James Gunn? If you don't know something, like if you don't know the answer to something, just say I don't know. That's actually a respectable answer. Say, you know what? I'm not sure. I don't really know, and I don't want to speak on things that I don't really know about, but I'll look that up. I'll look into it. Just saying. It's a respectable answer. So, luckily it's being helmed by Greg Gillespie and Ana Nogueira. So I have a little bit more faith in it. And hopefully we will see a teaser for it next week. Fingers crossed. I really think Millie Alcock could be pretty damn great as Supergirl. I do. She's a great actor. Good morning, Lieutenant Backyard TARDIS. Good morning. You just missed some mild cult talk. Oh, which reminds me, in 3 days, you guys are supposed to be watching Impact Nightline on Hulu. Okay? Keep your eyes peeled. You might see this face. You might recognize a clip from one of the live streams talking about Allison Mack. I'm just saying. But December 4th, mark your calendars. I'm very excited. I actually quasi impressed my in-laws for once. I got asked to butter the rolls. I've never been asked to do anything, so very excited. Deranged lunatic. Don't worry, if Supergirl sucks, Grace Randolph will say it's the best thing ever. I saw something she said today saying she's never reviewed Stranger Things because she didn't like it. First of all, she didn't like Super Mario Brothers. She said it was awful. Okay. She still reviewed it. You're not supposed to only review the things you like. Genius. That's not how that works. Second of all, Stranger Things is effing great. You're just an idiot. So, rock that baby to sleep. Pat its booty. Just pat, pat, pat. Love it. Love it. All right. So, yeah, next week, keep your eyes peeled. Hopefully for some Supergirl action. This week, keep your eyes peeled for me on ABC News. Alrighty. Moving on. Let's talk this. So, I'll pull this up. Got the New York Post's version of it because Forbes wants money. Now, that's not how that works. Nope. But I will next time. Dave was like, sure, tell him for $300. All right. So apparently, White House officials have raised antitrust concerns over Netflix's bid for Warner Brothers Discovery's things for their bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. That's what I was trying to say. Senior White House officials recently discussed antitrust concerns surrounding Netflix's interest in acquiring the Warner Brothers studio and HBO Max's streaming service, raising doubts whether such a deal would give Netflix too much power over Hollywood. Oh, yeah. The high-level meeting that took place about 10 days ago hasn't been previously reported. Several White House officials also suggested during the sit-down that a broader investigation is necessary, focusing on Netflix's market power, a government official who attended the confab said. Basically, everyone agreed that Netflix presents a unique antitrust concern, and if it won the bidding war, it would be one long slog and touch off an investigation along the lines of those of Google and Amazon, the government official said. Netflix already has market dominance, but if you add a major streaming service, that would stifle competition at some point, the official added. The meeting comes as the Warner Brothers Discovery Board has scheduled a Monday afternoon deadline to receive a second round of offers for the company. Warner Brothers Discovery controls the number one ranked Warner Brothers studio and number three streaming service, HBO Max, as well as a slew of cable channels, including HBO and CNN. Paramount Skydance, controlled by Hollywood producer David Ellison and his father, billionaire Oracle co founder Larry Ellison, is expected to raise its initial bid, which in mid October came in at $23.50 a share for the entire company. Cable giant Comcast, run by Brian Roberts, is also expected to sweeten a more recent offer, although it has been given low odds, of making it through the Trump regulatory gauntlet because the president's disdain for Comcast's relentlessly anti MAGA cable channel MSNBC, recently renamed MS Now. Meanwhile, Netflix is also expected to make a sweetened bid for Warner Brothers Discovery's studio and streaming service and faces a different but equally difficult set of hurdles getting regulatory approval, Trump officials said during the meeting. The 28-year-old company, created by Reed Hastings and led by its voluble CEO, Ted Sarandos, is currently the world's largest streaming service with 300 million subscribers. White House officials at the meeting suggested its size could hamper the competition in streaming, where Americans increasingly consume their entertainment as cord cutting continues to shrink the cable TV business. They also raise the likelihood of European regulatory pushback, the government official said. Sarandos, as well as a slew of other company legal officials and lobbyists, have been pressing the flesh in D.C., as previously reported by the Post. They've been pleading a case that an acquisition of the number three streamer and major studio wouldn't violate antitrust laws because of the legal theory known as category ambiguity. According to the theory, antitrust law doesn't necessarily apply to a streaming service because of the prevalence of content that's available on YouTube, TikTok, and other social media. Whatever. The idea is that streaming video is now so ubiquitous that it can be cornered and price gouged in the traditional sense. But the pitch, while winning converts with members of the Warner Brothers Discovery Board in some quarters of the DC regulatory framework, is now being met with significant skepticism from senior White House officials who advised Trump on media policy, according to a government official who attended the meeting last week. Trump officials also voiced concern that Netflix is already wielding enormous power in Hollywood ecosystem, not just with consumers, but also when dealing with program creators and talent. A recurring theme of Trump's regulatory agenda during his first term and today has been anti-competitive business models of media and tech concentration, the source noted. If Netflix's bid won out, the scale and scope of the deal would buy HBO Max and the studio should lead to a lengthy, possibly years-long probe into the DOJ's antitrust division run by Trump appointee Gail Slater. The probe could expand beyond the merits of its WBD deal to its entire operations, something that the company has avoided until now, the government official who attended said. The meeting follows a letter by GOP California Congressman Darrell Issa to Slater and her boss, USAG Pam Bondi, warning that Netflix currently wields unequaled market power, adding that both HBO Max's subscribers and Warner Brothers Premiere content rights would further enhance his position. But Sarandos may feel he has no choice but to make a run at Warner Brothers Discovery and eventually fight off Trump's regulatory cops in federal court if they nix his bid. If Paramount owns all its content plus Warner and HBO, they will have control of a massive and quality library and put Netflix behind the eight ball in terms of negotiating for Warner Brothers Discovery content on its streaming service, a media industry insider told The Post. Netflix may be out of this race. The government really doesn't want it to happen. Good morning, Roe, the Scared Scuttlebutt podcast. He bids $1,001,001. Ensign Loki says they're not wrong, but people won't want to hear it anyways. I said Netflix would never get it anyway because of the TV stations, which they don't really want. I bid $1, Bob. Yeah. Yeah. I offered them a couple of lipsticks, and I couldn't offer them the Cards Against Humanity games because they're for the giveaway. So, but fingers crossed, second bid goes in this afternoon. So that'll do, pig. Like Netflix seems to be out of this race. The government is like, yeah, we are going to have you in court so much you're going to regret every second. You're going to regret it so much. So Paramount is the front runner. Paramount is the front runner. And that's who Trump wants to win. And I don't get it. Why is a United States president so concerned with the sale of a studio? It's so weird to me. There's probably things going on that I don't understand. But it's super strange to me. Renegade did an amazing breakdown on the money reasoning behind Warner Brothers. I'll have to check that out sometime when I'm not completely morbidly exhausted by Franklin Richards. I'm still tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. So, according to Forbes, drink water here. Now, remember, I had some industry people tell me a couple of months ago, that the talk was Gunn wasn't really all that interested in having his contract renewed because it's been a lot of work. He's been stressed out and things didn't perform as well as he hoped. First of all, Peacemaker season 2 didn't do the trick. Didn't do it. Superman did okay. It did okay. It just did okay. It didn't do amazing. It didn't do terrible. It did okay because it was just an okay movie. And that's the truth. He's come out to say, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm worn out. It's a lot of work. I was on vacation. I didn't want to write Peacemaker season 2. I'm really tired. I don't want to do it. And he wrote it anyway, and it was very obvious. And when I talked to a couple of people, they were like, yeah, everyone knows it. Like everyone knows. It's kind of the worst kept secret that, yeah, he's like not that interested in sticking around and doing both jobs at once. It's too much. So Forbes, however, but Forbes, like, they used to be like the epitome of you can trust these guys because they're Forbes, They're Forbes. I've been wrong before. And everyone's allowed to be wrong from time to time, as long as you come right out and say, hey, so guess what? I was wrong. Turns out this. You just got to own it, But also, things do change. Things do change. People do change. Situations do change. That is something that happens. Like, nothing is definite or permanent other than death and taxes, they say. Rose says, I'm glad I don't watch Peacemaker. Season 1 was great. Season 1's one of my favorite things ever. Season 2, just watch the bits with Tim Meadows and Eagly. That's all you need. But Lord, he's tired. Oh Lord, I'm tired. Forbes said at first that Superman lost $40 million. Am I crazy? Or didn't they say that? They said, Forbes said Superman lost Warner Brothers $40 million. And then they came and said, Superman actually got them $100 million. Like, okay, which one is it? Well, now they're saying they're foreseeing that no matter who buys it, James Gunn and Peter Safran and the DCU are staying. Okay, so I'm not crazy. Thank you, Jalen. So now they're saying no matter what, James and Peter and the DCU stay put. Let's hear what they have to say. With either a split, a merger, or both on the horizon for Warner Brothers Discovery, the speculation machine is ramping up regarding the DCU Endgame and what James Gunn's superhero cinematic universe is building towards. And apparently it is not a Justice League. DCU has super success, it says. There's a lot of mistaken analysis out there about Gunn, the DCU, and Superman. Some websites, mostly on low quality fan sites that push rumors and clickbait. Ow. Kitty likes to scratch, Forbes. Good Lord. Oh. And I remember when Forbes used to be like the billionaire website, like it was just all like money. It just talked money, but fucking youch. They're just down here. You're down here slumming it with us, Forbes. You can't hide. With the name calling, bitchy. They're trying to spin things as if Superman in some sort of box office failure and that audiences aren't interested. The film generated more than 100 million in profits and has had great reviews and audience scores and did big numbers in theaters and home entertainment. But you can safely ignore it and anyone pushing those false narratives. Oh my God. Okay. Let's clear this up really quick. A lot of people liked Superman. I liked Superman. A lot of people loved Superman. I'm not one of those. I didn't go crazy for it. All right. I don't quite think it was quite where it needed to be. I don't think it was as good as Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I just don't. I don't think it was as good as the Suicide Squad. It was okay. It was an okay film. It did okay at the box office. Let's not fool ourselves. It did okay. It could have done way better, but it didn't. That's just the facts. The reviews are actually fairly split. Okay? The reviews are fairly split. That's it. There's nothing wrong with that because movies are subjective. Movies are subjective. But this is very catty. This is extremely catty here. A lot of people didn't like Superman. A lot of people really liked Superman. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Jalen, honey, there are a lot of people who didn't like Superman. You know that. That doesn't make them bad people. It doesn't make them stupid. It just makes them people who just didn't like the movie. That's the split. And that's fine. But again, it's not overwhelmingly negative. All right? It's just so. It turned out so. But for Forbes, who is supposed to be the paramount of of financial discourse, the financial, you know, very, what's the word that I'm looking for? Very proper, very formal. This it's supposed to be this very formal bougie magazine about finance stuff, like stocks and trading and who's the biggest billionaire and everything. Posh. There you go. Um this feels very catty. See, our chat is split. Our chat is split. This is what I'm talking about. Even the chat is split. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Nothing wrong with it. But this just feels like a very catty way for the the paper, the magazine that my investment banker, vice president of Mercantile Bank in 1985 uncle used to keep on his coffee table, you know? Anyway, I mean, freaking, I'm not getting into this, but precisely. Let me read the article. Okay? But yeah, I'm not wrong here. I'm not wrong here. Gunn Superman is the most popular superhero film of 2025. Yes, okay, but what were the options? It went Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolts. Its only real competition was Fantastic Four First Steps. And honestly, I've had more of a desire to rewatch Fantastic Four than Superman. I'm just saying. Um, Superman also earned universal critical acclaim and high audience score, as well as strong streaming numbers and home entertainment sales and rentals. That's something else I've been talking about is a lot of people waited to see Superman at home on the streaming services they already had because it was only in theaters like a month before it hit streaming. Thunderbolts was good, but it was okay. It wasn't we're not talking it was MCU greatness though. Okay? Um Here we go. Here's Row. Superman didn't do nearly what the studio wanted it to do. It barely cracked 620 and I predicted 650. Don't fool yourselves. It really, they wanted a billion. They really thought it was going to be $1 billion movie. I thought it was going to be $1 billion movie because of overseas, and it didn't quite pull it off. Um, but one of their big problems is they stole that FOMO, that fear of missing out. They stole it. They only had it in theaters for a month before it was available on digital and then streaming. That was stupid. That was really stupid. But that's where a lot of the views came from. A lot of people waited until they could watch it on HBO Max. So now let's get to the serious discussion. First of all, to get it out of the way, whoever buys Warner Brothers Discovery or Warner Brothers post split should keep James Gunn and Peter Safran as co-CEOs of DC Studios and let them continue unimpeded in their plans for building up the DCU. I personally think it's glaringly obvious that Apple should buy Warner Brothers Discovery or Warner Brothers, and that it would be a bit crazy not to do so, frankly. Let's stop for a minute. Let's stop for a minute and dissect these comments. This is an editorial now. This has become an editorial piece. He has absolutely nothing that backs up this claim. People are sharing this all over the internet, sharing this article, like the post that's on the screen right now, stating that Forbes says they're going to stay no matter what. Forbes is predicting they're going to stay no matter what. That's not exactly what he's saying here. And let's get this guy's name real quick. This is Mark Hughes. Mark Hughes is saying they should keep them. That whomever purchases Warner Brothers or Warner Brothers Discovery on the whole should keep James Gunn and Peter Safran unimpeded. And then he goes on to say, I personally believe that Apple should purchase it. That would be super dope because Apple is really amazing at their quality. They're really great at letting their creatives be creative. They put their money where it matters, and whatever's left over, whatever little is left, they throw that at marketing. But the money goes where the stuff matters, and they let their creatives be creative. So that, great. But let's not fool ourselves. This is an editorial piece. This is entirely an editorial piece. This is Mark Hughes saying, here's what I wish would happen. No, we are not really. This is the main topic. This is Forbes, Mark Hughes, saying what he thinks is going to happen. Well, what happened was that some people read what they wanted to out of it, and then town criered, oh, Peter Safran and James Gunn are saying that. I'm breaking down the article and telling you precisely what this guy is saying. So this is an editorial piece. I absolutely wish Apple was buying it, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But this guy, Mark Hughes, built up all the sales on Superman, his feelings, kind of attacking YouTubers and independent journalists. And just to say that, first of all, let's get it out of the way. Whomever buys Warner Brothers Discovery should keep James Gunn and Peter Safran and let them continue unimpeded in their plans for building up the DCU. I personally think it's a glaringly obvious that Apple should buy Warner Brothers, and it would be a bit crazy not to do so, frankly. My guess is that Gunn is building towards something that's not Justice League, and I'm not claiming that a unique guess or inspired by deep insight, as Gunn's all but said as much publicly about upcoming plans and what to expect and not to expect. I believe it will be a version of Super Friends, and if so, I would expect a Super Friends versus Legion of Doom movie. Or perhaps it'll be Justice Gang versus Injustice Gang, since the latter is from a Grant Morrison JLA comic book story, and Gunn loves Morrison's work. Gunn also used Justice Gang in the Superman movie, which, just to be funny homage or maybe setting it up. I don't seriously expect this, since the mainstream movie-going public would have no association with those names and titles, but it's amusing to consider the possibility. My other guess would be some sort of adaptation of the iconic comic book miniseries Kingdom Come, but only loosely adapted into the current DCU continuity. Everything he does is incredibly loosely adapted. I need to talk to this Mark Hughes guy. I have no idea. Welcome. This is what I'm trying to point out. Exactly. He's talking out of his ass. Listen. I just want to listen, Linda. everything he does, everything Gunn does is an absolute loose adaptation. And I say that loosely because basically he just kind of cherry picks ideas that sound cool to him and puts them together. Hey, good morning, buddy. Definitely opinion piece. Forbes is like, from a certain point of view. How funny is that? Superman's desire to be a positive role model and inspiration for other superheroes, but the fact a lot of them ignore his higher moral code and cause lots of destruction and even commit murder mirrors themes and events in that beloved comic story, as does the existence of an alternate dimension world used as a prison for superhumans the world wants to get rid of. My God, this guy. Side note here for what it's worth, and I know it's not worth much these days to some folks over there. I'd either hold Kingdom Come for a distant future film after taking lots of time to build up the DCU and then do a big faithful adaptation in 2 parts. Short of that, however, I'd just license it to Netflix for Zack Snyder to adapt a live action film in the future of the I am not kidding. I am not kidding. Forbes just said it. This is in a Forbes article. This has to be a joke. This has to be a joke. This entire article, they have to be trolling us. This is hilarious. Oh, this guy is an idiot. Stop it. First of all, it's not possible. It's absolutely impossible to license the same character to 2 different studios. It's just not possible. Oh God. This is I this dude needs to be absolutely roasted. This Mark Hughes guy. This is an op-ed. But there are certainly the low class clickbaiters that he's talking about. He was absolutely banking on them giving him the attention he wanted for this article. How much do you want to bet? This is for hello pot. This is kettle. You're black. Or hello kettle. This is pot. You're black. Oh my goodness. For him to sit here, and this actually came out last month, and for him to sit here and talk about clickbaiters when this is the most clickbaity article I have seen. Everything is just, I guess, I hope, I would like, probably. So if you see this circling, if you see this circling the internet over the next few days, remember, you heard it here. You heard the article. None of it is based on any facts, on any sources whatsoever. Benny, just finished your live stream on Dave last Friday, and I wish I joined. That was a lot of fun. I had one drink, and it was way past my bedtime. But I'm going to be on Film Threat today at 1 p.m. Pacific. See, catch me there. I'll be there. Mark is a troll. He did the same during Restore the Snyder Cut days. Oh, it's so terrible. Ensign Loki, Forbes can't make up its mind on whether or not Superman made money. They've posted opposite articles this year. That's what I was saying. They actually have done that. Is it 2 or is it 3? I thought it's 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm 2 hours ahead of them. So that's 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't do that. Don't mess me up like that. No. Stop that. Oh, God. Pacific, Mountain, Central, Eastern. Pacific, 1, Mountain, 2, Central, 3, Pacific or Eastern, 4. Stop doing this to me. Stop. Pacific, Mountain, Central, Eastern. Scarif says, look at your movie studio stock movement. That will give you additional insight. In the Wall Street Journal sometimes has hidden articles that deal with studio finances, more tidbits that can help inform you. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, again, I have heard. No, Kino is scuttlebutting my time zones. He's trying to mess me up. He's trying to mess me up. So again, I have heard over the last couple of months from my industry people that, I mean, the big time money makers are really not that impressed. They're really not that impressed. And Gunn is like, listen, I thought it would be a really good idea to run a studio and be a filmmaker at the same time. And I'm like, wow, this is a lot more work than I thought. And I'm tired. It's kind of like when someone's like, I think I'm going to do a professional YouTube channel. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Whoops. That's a lot of work. So that's kind of been like the talk around the town that he's probably not going to be doing both jobs anymore. And then you have this article of this guy saying, I super wish he stays. Oh my goodness. And it's made the actual clickbaiters go absolutely crazy. So there you have it, nerds. Forbes is now running clickbait editorial pieces. So yes, hit the like button. We are wrapping things up, guys. Especially if you want to help support the channel. If you want to help support the channel, hitting that like button and subscribing, sharing, those are the best ways to do it. You can also slap me a super chat, a super sticker, a super thanks. I super appreciate it. You can join as a channel member. There's all kinds of perks. Like right now, you can watch my epic breakdown of Franklin Richards several days before the public gets to see it. And I also have a whole bunch of outtakes and some extra information that will permanently be up there just for members only. So you got those perks, you got your emojis, you got your own little chat. And we have every Thursday, when there's not a holiday, we have our Throwback Thursday theater where we get together on Discord, on the members only Discord channel. And right now we're watching Hercules: The Legendary Journeys, and it's a lot of fun. We hang out, we say hi, and we eat snacks, and we watch Hercules. So it's a lot of fun. Consider joining the channel as a member. If that is not up your alley, then folks, I've got Buy Me a Coffee. You can scan this code right here. It takes you to this link, buymeacoffee.com/comics and MUA, and you can chip in as little or as much as you can, but it helps me keep the lights on literally around here. There's that. There's Cash App. There is the Patreon, the original Nerdling Army, where you get basically the same perks as you do at the channel, but you also get exclusive merch that you cannot get anywhere else, and you get that every 3 months for the first year of your membership. So super dope. Check that out. We have a merch store comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. Hundreds of designs made by yours truly on hundreds more products. It is the Christmas season. I know you have nerdy friends and family members. If you want to help support the channel and buy Christmas presents, I've solved that problem for you. So there you go. I have a lot of other stuff like affiliate links in the description below. Check those out if you need a new VPN and booster. Gear Up is the way to do it. This podcast is powered by the Red 5 Network. We are a collective of exclusively nerdy podcasters and content creators here to educate and entertain you. So if you like this podcast, chances are you're going to love more of what the Red 5 Network has to offer you. So check out red5.bio.link today to discover more of your Red 5 family of podcasts. Everything I've told you about is on my website, comics-and.com. I just put up 4 new reviews last night. 4 of them. I think I've got like 4 more to go. 4 or 5. I don't know. I'm behind because of Franklin Richards, which comes out Thursday, by the way. Which is also, I think it's the same day I'm on ABC News. So make sure you watch it, please God. But all my reviews, all of my whole portfolio of special effects looks and other looks is all there. A little bit of information about me, information about the channel, everything is there at comics-and.com. Ooh, let's check in with the chat. See you tomorrow, Jalen. Thank you for popping in today. That's right. I'm going to be on Film Threat at 3 p.m. Hey, there he is. Good morning, Chris Gore. Yes, I will be on Versus today on Film Threat at 3 p.m. Central Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time, because Kino doesn't understand time zones. Thanks for popping in, buddy. Appreciate that. But that is all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for hanging out. You guys are the best. I'll see you tomorrow. Keep your eyes peeled, because
Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you!
Hey nerdlings, gather around. Dani's in the house and the hype's inbound. From sci-fi dreams to superhero schemes, she's the queen of comics and everything in between. Makeup brush in one hand, pen in the other, crafting worlds like no one's ever discovered. Sci-fi writer, pinch creator, going live on stream. There's no one greater. Comics and everything, we talk so deep into stories and the secrets that the nerds all keep. Comics and everything, the chat's alive. Monday through Friday, Dani provides the vibe. Superheroes, villains, fantasy lore. Every day there's something new to explore. From Star Wars stars to Marvel